Good evening, everyone watching, and this is a moment of great pride for our entire Marrow NEET super specialty team, our rheumatology team. For the first time, I think in rheumatology that we've been actually able to get rank one. So it's been 2 years since we started the app, and we've had rank two. That was our best performance thus far. And after a wait of almost 4 5 exams, we have Dr. Bodhibrata Banerjee from the city where history sleeps, Kolkata. He's actually secured rank one in his third attempt in INISS exams, and that's a remarkable feat. And especially coming from a background wherein in Kolkata you have, I think, the maximum number of rheumatology cases across the country are actually basically speaking in Kolkata. So coming from there, trying so hard, and in his third attempt, he has actually secured rank one CML, planning to take up rheumatology at PGI Chandigarh. That's an awesome achievement. So great congrats on behalf of the entire team and on my personal behalf, and welcoming you to the show, Bodhibrata. Wonderful, and again, huge congrats.
Thank you so much, sir.
Now, my first question for you is generally a question which most of the students first time, and they'll always ask us, you please go and ask this question primarily, and that is your idea about shifting to another subject post MD, or whether you are actually having it's better off to actually stay with medicine. This is the question which majority of people entering final year from second year ask. So I have my own opinion on that, but I want to actually listen to your opinion as to what you feel. Is it actually mandatory? And you are from a metro city, Kolkata. So we are again
Yes.
talking with respect to proper cities and not talking with respect to peripheries. What do you think about the need for doing a super specialty? Is it mandatory? And if so, rheumatology being closely connected to medicine, is it the best choice?
Yes, sir. Sir, it is never mandatory to shift to a subspecialty subject because, according to my opinion, the mother subject is general medicine. But practically speaking, what I feel is as the medical science is advancing day by day, the number of cases and the sophistications also get increased. So I think this may be one reason why among general medicine also the urgency or the need to take up or opt for a subspecialty is increasing because the spectrum of knowledge, the arena of knowledge is increasing day by day. The same thing which we are facing in case of MD, post-graduation, 10
Yeah,
to 15 years back, an MBBS doctor and the importance of MBBS doctor in society, and now the importance of an MBBS doctor, unfortunately, that tells the story. So I feel the same thing runs here. I don't believe in the concept of legacy or the concept of false ego that a DM must have a false ego and an MD medicine does not. Degree is not equal to ego actually. But since the
exactly.
competition is increasing and also the sophistication, the spectrum of medicine, the arena is increasing. So that is the need of the hour that medicine is divided into subspecialties. And but the background of medicine should be very much sound. If, whether one opts for rheumatology or endocrinology or nephrology or any other subspecialty. And since
Exactly.
rheumatology
Yeah.
is a multi-system disease, so it is
Yes.
connected to entire general medicine.
Yeah. I'm actually very happy with your answer. No, that's exactly the answer that I want to put forth also. That means unless and until you are very strong with respect to medicine, there is no point in doing any other specialty. Many of the
Yes, sir.
students see general medicine as a bridge, or no, if they get general medicine in a very paltry setup, they feel okay, it's fine. I can always make up with my super specialty course. There is no making up here. You have only one chance. If you don't study community medicine properly during MBBS, you don't study. That's it. You will not get a chance again. So they
Yes, sir.
basically that way you can't kind of think as this is I'll be coping up later on kind of stuff. That is absolutely not possible. And then with respect to specialty, because many of the other specialties are intervention oriented, and majority of the students who are doing medicine are basically people who love to sit and study. There is a big issue because you can't sit and study and become a cardiologist. You can't sit and study and become a gastroenterologist or a nephrologist because they are like full on intervention mode. So rheumatology that way is very rewarding in the sense that it is so much closely connected to medicine, and it opens up that kind of an avenue. Now, when did you start seriously preparing, or when did you start like be very serious about preparation, and what were your first steps with respect to research, and what did you actually do with respect to exam research, and when did you think that okay, this is my way forward in rheumat?
Sir, started developing interest in rheumatology from my second year of residency. I did my MBBS from Medical College Kolkata, and fortunately,
Yeah.
I also joined MD Medicine from the same Mother Institute, Medical College Kolkata, in 2019. So in our
Okay.
hospital, we had something called rheumatology division, not a
Okay.
designated rheumatology department, unlike IPGMR. And
Okay.
under our medicine unit, a lot of rheumatology
Yeah.
cases got
Yeah.
admitted. So I got exposed to the world of rheumatology from the
Mm.
very first day of my residency, and
Okay.
from the second year of my residency, I started developing the interest, because in
Wow.
first year, the exposure to academics was a bit less due to the hectic
Yes.
work schedule. But as
Yeah.
I started correlating the cases that I am seeing in day-to-day life with the
Yeah.
thing that is written in the book, I
Yeah.
started developing the passion for the subject. And I
Wow.
started also feeling that rheumatology is the only branch, perhaps the only branch, where we need a strong background of medicine. In all other subspecialties, we need, but since
Yeah.
rheumatology is a multi-system subject, it deals with
Yes.
multiple
Yes.
systems, not a single organ. So
Yes.
that may be my branch of choice, and gradually it
Oh.
became my passion. And so I started preparing for the DM entrance from second year onwards only. And our time also, unfortunately, our hospital was transformed to a COVID hospital, because from my
Yeah.
second year also the COVID wave came. So medical college
Yes.
became a designated COVID hospital, and there also we had some deficit in the
Yeah.
academics at that time. So from
Yes.
that time also, during the COVID duties, I started preparing. I still remember the days basically.
Yeah. So, were you watching the videos from a long period of time, or did you like seriously start watching only from final year, or you were using it through your entire preparation?
Sir, I used it through my entire preparation. It also helped me in my MD final examination also, and also
Yeah.
during my through my journey of MD, for case presentation, for presenting papers, or for poster presentation in some
Yeah.
conference. That also immensely helped me.
Wow, great. So, like when you started making a plan for preparation as far as rheumatology is concerned, there are so many subtopics. There is vasculitis, arthritis, there are CTDs, there is immunology
Yes, sir.
also. Just take us through in detail what was your plan for each of these topics. Did you study any other book? What did you read? Then whether you followed only the video. With the video, did you make notes? Just kind of elaborate on your complete plan, because people are generally reluctant to prepare for INISS Rheumat, thinking that there are only very few seats and there is no chance we are going to get, so let us prepare for NEET SS, and generally they study medicine. But the advantage of having done what you have right now is that you are now going into the topic or going into the course with confidence. Majority people actually study medicine and you go into the course, it will take them 7 or 8 months to even understand what is rheumatology, because their knowledge will be way below what is expected. But in your case, you are very confident going into the course because you've already studied rheumatology, and for the knowledge of the viewers, he's cleared MRCP SC exam, which is one of the toughest exams in rheumatology across the world. So he has cleared that exam also, which means your knowledge in rheumatology is very sound and solid. So just take us through how you made it that way with the resources.
Yes, sir. Sir, basically, since the pattern of NEET SS has changed recently from 2022, so I was finding a bit difficult to cope up with the new pattern of NEET, because it became somewhat Harrison oriented. Previously, it
Yeah.
was primarily subject oriented. So
Yes.
initially, I was focusing both on NEET and INISS, but then my focus gradually shifted a little bit towards INISS. I was studying for NEET also, but since the pattern was a bit different, and I honestly confess that there are some weak points in me. I mean, in some subspecialties which I personally do not like, sir. I honestly confess.
Okay.
So in INISS, I was giving more focus, because in one way it is easy for me, because I have to read my subject of choice.
Yeah.
Whereas in NEET, the number of seat is more than INISS, but the pattern is somewhat difficult,
Different.
according to me.
Yeah.
So I started watching the videos, I solved the MCQs, and also I made my self-made notes. And
Yeah.
I also plan to give SC examination in 2022. Unfortunately, the examination date at that year has already passed. So I
Mm.
saw the next year's date, that is this year,
Mm.
2023's date,
Mm.
and I took study PRN. And the
Yeah.
notes that I made from the study PRN also somewhat helped me in my
Yeah.
NISS preparation.
Oh, great. And what did you read any books per se, Kelly or
Yes,
Hochberg or anything like that?
yes, sir. I consulted Kelly and Hochberg both. In fact, I
Okay.
have the ebooks of Kelly and Hochberg in my mobile, and in my
Okay.
IPDs and OPDs also. Whenever I see one case, instantly I got the habit from my professors of
Yeah.
referring to Kelly and Hochberg instantly, and even marking or underlining in the book itself. So in that way, my
Wow.
professors also helped me to develop the habit of correlating what I am seeing practically to what is actually there in the book.
Oh, so did you go for a cover to cover learning? Like, because if you start reading SLE or RA from Kelly, there's no end to reading, right? So it like goes on
No,
and goes on and goes on. So many students are confused as to that's why they resort to the video most of the time because they can't finish reading. So most of the time, what they do is like one of the important things sort of highlighted in the video, they will go and read that in a bit more detail. And the majority of the others are okay in reading with the, I mean, going with the video. What do you feel whether it is practical actually? Because I myself feel that the immunology part and all in Kelly and Hochberg is so vast. It is not practical for somebody to finish reading. So what is your approach with respect to reading these big books?
sir, basically, initially I read the clinical features and the
Hmm.
management portion from Kelly.
Okay,
Then
okay.
slowly, as my experience in rheumatology increased by seeing
Yeah,
patient and reading
yeah.
and watching the videos, I started reading the core immunology concepts. During the
Yes.
COVID times also, when I got COVID duty, night duty, when actually I am
Hmm.
on call, but I was not in PPE, then also I
Okay.
uh, opened my Kelly from my mobile and I used to
Wow.
read the autoantibody portions, because actually
Wow.
in our hospital, the concept of autoimmunity was somewhat vague.
Okay, okay.
Not all teachers could answer them properly.
Okay,
Why
okay.
the autoimmunity works? How does it work? What is
Yes,
the how to interpret ANA profile? What is
yes,
meant by RNP Smith? Why is
yes.
Smith a part of RNP? These things are
Yeah.
not clearly mentioned or explained by
Okay.
the professors, and not all students ask them in the
Yes, exactly. Yes, yes.
practicals. So to find out the answers of these, I used to
Yeah.
go to Kelly and I read the entire autoimmunity, the autoantibody chapter during my COVID times.
Whoa.
And later I started reading Hodgberg basically. There are some
Uh,
chapters, sir, which I feel are better in Hodgberg. There are some
yeah.
chapters which are better in Kelly, according to me.
Really.
So both the
Right.
books are important. One is complementary of the other.
Yes, exactly. And I think so then you are having this plan of rheumatology for a long time, like you're very well prepared, you're very, very solid and sound. So now let me ask you about immunology part because the students generally fear immunology. When you think of rheumatology itself, people are happy about learning rheumatology, but they're so afraid of immunology. If you ask me personally also, I would say that immunology is always the big thorn in the flesh. It's the toughest part, toughest of among all the sciences. How do you tackle immunology per se?
Sir, for immunology, I downloaded the QB's immunology book, but
Hmm.
unfortunately, it was too fast. I
Yeah,
honestly
it's
confess. It is
yeah,
too
yeah, yeah.
fast. So, for immunology, also, I mostly read Kelly, and I found Kelly's immunology very conceptual. It is not at
Okay.
all memory based, and the
Yeah,
language of Kelly, I loved it so much. The
yeah,
way Kelly has explained the evolutionary concept of immunology, how
yeah,
autoimmunity comes, how immunology has developed from the invertebrate, the
yeah,
primitive animals, till
yeah.
human being. That concept I love so much. In
Wow.
Harrison also, I have gone through the some portions, but it was a bit
Mhm.
informative. The explanations
Yes,
were a bit less. So
yes.
mainly for immunology, I resorted to the questions in the Q bank. I
Mm.
saw the videos, and rest I followed from Kelly.
Okay, fine. So, what is your expectation of a video, and does our videos meet your expectations? I need a very frank answer because we have done the videos in the beginning keeping NEET SS exam in mind. So, we have not actually done the videos keeping INA XS exams in mind. So, I did the videos in NEET XS exams in mind, keeping that. Then of course I stepped up the video. Next edition I actually kind of stepped up the bar and tried to do more complex immunology videos, try to do more complex rheumat videos. And you know that personally that I am not a rheumatologist also. So from my knowledge, from my nephrology knowledge and from my medicine knowledge, I have tried to get up the bar and actually do those videos. And you are a person who yourself have cleared SE exam, etc. So you are at a higher order. So what do you feel personally, as like how did you feel been watching the video, and what is your personal feedback on the same?
Sir, according to me, the videos definitely make my expectation like it was beyond that, sir. The way
Okay.
I loved your dermatology classes, frankly speaking, very much. The way you explain the concepts, the basic concepts, the diseases, and their pathogenesis, and that I found exceptional, sir. In fact, in some cases, I found them more better than Kelly or Hodgberg, honestly speaking. So I feel that it is not only reading, book is just a tool to
Yeah.
learning, but
Yes.
true learning actually comes from integration of the core concepts.
Yes.
And your videos actually helped me to build up, at least try to build up that fundamental.
Yes. And what about like you have had any plans like so many videos to finish by this much duration time, or like I need to finish these many hours of videos? Do you have a plan like that? You are happily continuously watching.
Sir, I made a tentative plan, and
Okay.
mostly, sir, I watched the videos when I was doing some passive work. For example, I'm
Yeah.
going to a hospital, so I'm
Yeah.
sitting in a car in my back seat,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
connected the phone to my Bluetooth, and I'm just concentrating on the videos because
Good.
I can concentrate more by closing the eyes passively and just listening than by reading.
Wow.
So, and when I came back or when I'm sitting free in OPD, in that time I solved the MCQs.
Wow. Great. And what are your favorite interest zones in rheumatology? What are your
So till
areas of
now, my
interest in?
yes, sir. Till now, my special area of interest is lupus. In fact, my
Okay.
thesis topic was also on lupus. It is on the different cardiovascular manifestations of lupus in a
Yeah.
tertiary care center in India, and observational study based on that.
Wow. So I think you are like well and truly geared up for this course. I think there is nobody whom I have seen so far who is so well prepared. I think your teachers in PJ will have, I think, difficulty because they will be expecting very naive fellows. You are almost like 50% rheumatologist, I guess, more than 50% rheumatologist. And my other question, which again many of these students ask, is like rheumatology is considered as an option by many students, considering a lot of other factors, work-life balance, no much emergencies. It is more study oriented rather than skill oriented. Are these actually the factors to take into consideration? Do we need a proper drive from inside to do the subject right? I feel many
Definitely,
of
sir.
these times people are writing rheumatology entrance because they feel this is the easiest one to pursue, they can have more balance, etc. But I feel it is personally very wrong to think that way. You must have so much drive from inside. It's a very challenging specialty. Do you agree, or what is your take on that?
So definitely, I agree. Definitely, I agree. And I personally feel that the subject, choosing a subject is like entering a relationship because
Correct.
subject stays with me for the entire life. So
Exactly.
choose the message that I want to give to my juniors is choose the subject carefully and choose only if you have strong passion and
Yes.
dedication and what you just said, sir, inner drive from within.
Yes.
Otherwise, just because your rank is permitting, this I'm talking about NEET, just because
Yes.
your rank is permitting, please do not opt for the subject
Yes.
because
Everybody
there are
has
some
this feeling that.
responsibilities. Yes,
Yes,
sir. There
everybody
are
has
some
this feeling that if
responsibilities.
I'm getting a rank, I can actually go and do rheumatology. People are afraid to do cardio, thinking that cardio is very tough, hectic, and skill. People are afraid to do neuro. People are afraid to do nephro. People are afraid to do gastro. But nobody has any fear of rheumatology. They feel rheumatology can be done by everyone, which is 100% wrong. This is also a subject which has its own subset of skills required. No, you basically can't keep doing like that. You will never find success also if you do that way. So obviously that's a different thing
Definitely,
altogether.
sir.
Yeah, and
Definitely.
then this question of what do you say, choice per se. That means again at the end of your MBBS, did you have only one choice, that is medicine, or did you have so many choices at that
No,
point?
sir. Yes, sir. Sir, actually, after my MBBS, I did 1 year of house staffship. in
Okay.
critical
Okay.
care medicine under the
Oh.
Department of Anesthesiology. And while
Okay.
doing
Okay.
critical care medicine, I
Hmm.
developed a keen interest on critical care during my
Okay.
1 year period. So
Okay.
after finishing my critical care house staffship,
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
thought that I will pursue critical care or intensive care. So
Okay.
I will take up anesthesia
Okay.
somehow. And at that year, my NEET PG rank was not up to the mark. It was a mediocre
Okay.
rank. However, I
Okay.
got DNB anesthesia in a
Okay.
corporate hospital in Kolkata. But
Okay.
after continuing DNB for 3 months, due to
Yeah.
some reasons, I got depressed severely. So I
Oh.
left the DNB course. I was out
Okay.
of touch
Okay.
from the all the other 19 subjects for almost
Okay.
6 months. But then I
Oh.
again started preparing and
Wow.
I wrote NEET again in 2019. And fortunately, I got a rank sufficient for me to get MD medicine.
Oh, so there is like everything has not been rosy. Everything is not like in a straight line. You have actually gone through a lot of hurdles in the middle. And I think one such hurdle I want to ask you, like many students who pass out now, like you, 22 pass out, 23 pass out, the moment we talk to them, they say, sir, our course was ruined by COVID and we couldn't learn anything properly. I didn't have any specialty posting. So I can't decide on what subject to choose, etc. COVID spoiled our course. COVID spoiled our course. You are a person who did the course right in the middle of COVID. What is your take on that? What is the point in thinking about it? I think that, what do you think? Is there anything positive about COVID, or like your course
Sir,
also had a same?
I always believe of taking positives out of everything.
Yeah,
So I feel that COVID has taken away many things from us, but at the same time, COVID also has taught many things to us.
correct.
COVID has taught the importance of human relationship, definitely.
Yes.
And from the
Yeah.
academic point of view, also, COVID has taught so many things. The
Yeah.
and one of them is immunology. We
Yes.
have started understanding immunology,
Yeah.
the mechanisms of viral
Yes.
replication, immunology,
Yeah.
autoimmunity, the concept of MISC,
Yes.
these things after the COVID itself. So
Yes.
these things are actually the positive contributions of COVID to medical
Yes.
sciences and the drugs that have developed, the
Yeah.
importance of tocilizumab, the
Got
baricitinib
it.
in the cytokine
Yes.
storm. They have also
Yes.
emerged during the COVID era. And the COVID has
Yes.
also taught us that if human try, they can even develop vaccine within 1 year.
Yes. True. 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 Yeah. Very true. Yeah, that's actually great. I mean, I think you are generally a very positive person. I feel you try to see the positive side of things, and I think rheumatology also need people like that. I feel rheumatology really needs people like you who come in with this much of a drive and passion into the subject. Because we are now in an era where people mostly take up a specialty because they get the rank, as you said. Okay, I got 55 rank, I will take this subject. I got 120, I'll take this subject. I belong to an era where we had to write the subject specific exams, and we were writing subject specific exams after years of preparation. So when you enter into nephrology, by the time itself you've studied Bigali, you've studied Donovich, you have studied Ogirda, so you're 100% thorough. So you are going into the specialty with pure proper knowledge. That now we see people who are just like that coming, like as you come to the market and come and take some vegetables. So the same attitude they have towards specialties, which is obviously very disheartening to see. And in the middle of that, to find someone like this who is so much core interested in the subject is really heartwarming. And my other question is on solving MCQ. So, how has your experience with the question bank been? And Marrow's question bank is a very new one, very new one. So, what is your feedback on our question bank and the set of questions that we have put up?
The questions in Marrow are very much thorough.
Yeah.
I feel one can only solve the questions if one has thoroughly read the topics, and not only read,
Yeah.
one has understood the topics. So
Yes.
the question banks have also given me the drive to go
Yes.
through the subjects again and again, so that
Yes.
the concepts which were not clear to me, I can clear
Yes.
them. So that has
Yes.
immensely helped me to build the concepts.
Exactly. And because I think you are very clear of what you want, I just wanted to ask this question. Are you planning to settle back in Kolkata after your course, or you have any plans to shift abroad, or you want to actually serve the people of your state? Yeah, do you have any comments on that? Have you ever thought that way, where you want to settle?
Sir, I want to serve the peoples with rheumatic diseases, not mandatorily from my state. That can be
Okay,
within Kolkata, that can be anywhere in India, that can even be outside India. So for
okay,
me,
okay.
the patients, like the subject, is more important than where I settle, sir. Right now, I do not have any specific plan. Maybe after 3 years, as I continue my journey of DM, then perhaps I develop a plan.
Wow. So anyway, so I think I just didn't notice like that we have been talking for the last 20-25 minutes. Just went off very quickly. It's really wonderful. I actually feel for the first time after a lot of interviews that I'm talking to a colleague. Generally, when I talk to a topper, I feel like he's too naive. He's more like a student. He has no much idea what is going on. But you are a person who is like you are a proper colleague because I can talk to you on one-to-one terms because you are like a person who really knows what you want to do and you are very clear, crystal clear. It's not that you study and you got a rank, you are very clear about it. So I'm very, very happy. And from our entire team, once again, huge congrats. And I hope that you really shine through as a wonderful rheumatologist. And it's so, what do you say, such a coincidence that I'm interviewing you right now. I'm just back from IRACON, and IRACON concluded on this day, today, Sunday. So 23 to 26 Hyderabad is where we had the IRACON, and last year at Indore we had the IRACON, and
Yes.
IRACON was a great opportunity to meet a lot of big stalwarts in the subject, and so many Indians who have gone abroad and made their mark in rheumatology. So I could actually see people running large vessel vasculitis clinic. I saw somebody running a spark clinic, that is pulmonary arthropathy clinic. I saw somebody who was actually concentrating only on GPA, MPA, EGPA. So I met different kinds of people. I met somebody who was having a myositis clinic in UK. So there are so many different stalwarts in the subject, and I'm proud to say that many of them are Indians also. So I hope I expect you to see you somewhere like that in the coming years. So once again, a huge congrats and thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, sir.